Hey guys, let's talk about weight loss. We don't publish a lot of videos on this topic, but as hypnotists, we often think about the difference between things that are conscious versus things that are unconscious, and weight loss has both aspects to it. So we're going to touch on it here.
Right, weight loss is also something people tend to struggle with, but it can be really simple to deal with. Now, we're going to use Newton's first law of motion as a metaphor here.
I like this a lot. So Newton's first law of motion, I should say, says that an object at rest stays at rest unless a force acts upon it. And similarly, an object in motion stays in motion until a force acts upon it to change something. So you have to apply some kind of force, or if we go outside of physics and back to everyday life, if you don't change, things just stay the same.
They stay the same. So with weight loss, you have to change something about what you're doing or you won't get a result.
Makes sense.
And whatever you do change, you have to maintain the change. If you go back to what you were doing before, your body will go back to the way it was before and you'll gain the weight back.
Perfect. Okay, so moving on from there are two main approaches to weight loss. And we didn't know about both of these in the early days. They both, though, involve conscious changes and unconscious changes, which you can kind of think of as the effect. If you make a conscious change, that's the cause. The effect will be some unconscious change as well. And our preference is to do the conscious changes that are easy, such that our unconscious minds take care of the heavy lifting on autopilot. So let's dive into those two.
I like that. We used to follow the method known as calorie counting, and it's a conscious intervention without necessarily thinking about the quality or the kind of food you're eating.
That makes perfect sense, right? Because if you're thinking about calorie counting, you may be thinking, well, but it doesn't matter if the calories come from potato chips or pizza or
apples
steak or eggs or raspberries or whatever it is. So there's this difficulty in counting calories also because how do you really know? I mean, if you have to mathematically add all this up, it's complicated.
I mean, really, who sits there with their iPhone, like checking everything they're eating? Well, some people do that.
An egg has 80 calories. Well, a big egg or a little egg?
Right. An ostrich egg
there's
or a hummingbird
lot of error built into this idea of calorie counting. And if you do it, of course, you got to keep doing it forever.
Then we discovered another approach. Consciously intervene on 1, the types of foods you eat, and 2, when you eat this food. And when we do this, which requires a lot less willpower, we can let our unconscious minds control how much we eat. No calorie counting required.
I love that. So our food choices when we're implementing this are to avoid grains, avoid sugar, avoid processed foods that are full of refined carbohydrates and vegetable oil, usually in combination. And instead, we're choosing consciously to eat real foods.
Real
like
foods.
Meat, eggs, fish, nuts, cheese, low sugar plants.
We're avoiding mostly the cheap stuff in industrial food. Wheat flour, corn flour, sugar. And it becomes easy to be hungry less often, so we eat during a shorter window, such as noon to 8 p.m. We don't worry about how much we're eating. We let our bodies inform us on quantity, and it's easy.
Yeah, it really is easy. So you're left essentially with a choice. You can, if you're going to implement a weight loss program for yourself, you can either calorie count forever, or you can make better food decisions forever.
One seems much easier to me, and the other one seems like a life of struggle.
Absolutely. So if you want to learn more about the second approach, the one that we now live and breathe and eat, I suppose, in real life, I recommend that you check out our Wellness Academy, which, by the way, is included in our larger program called the Personal Growth Membership. The Wellness Academy is actually like a 4-week coaching program where we teach you everything that we've learned over the years on how to change the kind of food that you eat, implement proper exercise, implement the mental game, all of the different communication strategies. It really is. And we'll drop a link in the description under this video so you can check out the Personal Growth Membership. So make sure to hit the subscribe button while you're on YouTube watching this video. And then once you do that, what do we want them to do, Mike?
Ring the bell, Chris.
Ring the bell so you'll always be notified of our videos. I am Chris Thompson.
I'm Mike Mandel.
And we are Mike Mandel Hypnosis. So have a great day and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks again and good night.